Another year with the team.
Yeah.
2021 was a good year for you?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, I was really pleased with the year. Kind of bit of a chaotic period of time, 2021, and yeah, just grabbed every opportunity I had going. Managed to perform some of the best that I've ever performed in terms of time trialling as well. And yeah, got stuck into Tour of Norway, Tour of Slovenia and Tour of Britain. So
you did some big races with the team.
Yeah.
Working as a domestic, helping out the guys and everything else.
Yeah.
Which it's quite something to be actually in the mix and part of the outfit. It's good for the motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was. Just kind of completed cycling for me a bit. I think doing those big races with like Pogacar, Van Aert, everything like that. Like Dan Bigham. Yeah, got some real stars in there. It was a fantastic experience, to be fair.
So, how did 2021 compare to all the other years that you've done, which have been full seasons? Was there a difference being a short, sharp type season?
Yeah, it was very strange. There wasn't much in the UK in terms of domestic races, so it was kind of like lots of training when I could, and then just hoping the form was there and having a bit of faith in that. Normally you'd have a lot of time to build up, maybe racing too much, I don't know. There is a tendency for the UK season to turn into racing every weekend. So I don't know if just having time away from that allowed you to kind of focus your resources a bit better. But no, it was interesting.
As a coach, what would you recommend? Well, I mean, obviously everyone's different, and you need to narrow things down a little bit. But I know guys who are racing like 4 days a week.
Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma because obviously you need to develop your race skills, but also you need to progress, and sometimes just racing actually erodes our kind of bank of fitness. We're spending those pennies racing for the sake of racing, and I think actually focusing our efforts, training through up until we actually wanted to perform at our best was kind of the approach that worked for me. I think it's probably the season that I've raced the least but performed the best, so kind of worked for me.
And having done that and having experienced the experiences you did last year, what are the goals in 2022?
I started a new role with British Cycling as a talent development coach for the North, so that's my main priority, and I'm going to race when I can. Still think I could sneak in some decent TTs, and just enjoy racing my bike. I love racing my bike. And I'm keen to do that, keen to support these lads where I can. I've got a pretty big bank of experience now, and we've got some young guys that need a bit of help and support, so I'm keen to do that really.
Yeah. And because you've got this full-time job, you're not able to go to Calafay with them, how do you mix your training just to stay in the same league as them?
I'm quite lucky in that I've got a big bank of riding, training in me, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to do big long hours really. So a lot of the stuff I do is on Zwift. I'm a big stickler for that at the moment. Love jumping on a couple of hours, pretty hard. And
quite intense.
Yeah, seems to set me up a bit better than just plugging away for hours and hours. Keeps me motivated.
So finally then, as I don't think you mind me mentioning this, as a vet.
No, I've not mentioned that one yet. I'm trying to avoid that.
Having those years behind you, the base, doing a big base during winter is less necessary or less?
I don't know if it's necessary. I don't seem to need it, if you know what I mean. Like each year, I seem to have done less and less of the big miles through the winter, and focusing more on the efforts that I need in the races. Mainly because I feel like I've got the duration in me. That's never been the limiter. The limiter normally tends to be scampering up climbs with some really light people.
I'm just thinking if you're looking out for juniors and that, and maybe going riding with them and that, what's the difference between someone who's at your age and their age in terms of having that depth?
Yeah, they seem to have really, especially on the climbs.
They have more testosterone.
Yeah, but like the under 16s that I'm riding with, they're like 16-year-olds that I'm riding with, they weigh like 60 kilos at maximum, and yeah, they're really fit, and they've got a lot of short-term power, so they can climb really well. So some of the rides I've done with them have been pretty grippy, if I'm honest. But yeah, sometimes the endurance, they need to work on that, because that's not a natural thing for them. So as they go through the age categories, they'll start doing more and more. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest that anyone of that age did massive miles either, because they need to grow into the sport.
When's your first race?
Doing sewings, yeah.
I don't know, how many editions of that have you done?
I don't know. Yeah, I've done a few. I've not done as many as like the Clayton Spring Classic. I used to do that every year religiously. But,
and you've won it?
Yeah. It's a good race, that one. It's on later on this year. That's just around the corner from here, actually, isn't it?
I've just been around the course, actually.
Oh, yeah, happy days. Getting your iron. Nice one. Cheers.